Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about something which has been requested on my channel at least 100 times. I'm going to share with you how I use my iPad for productivity. I hope you're excited about this, but before I begin, I want to talk about something. See, getting an iPad is in no way a necessity. You don't need this device. It's a good to have tool for somebody who wants to take their productivity to the next level, or for someone who wants to take their whole planning and productivity system on a digital platform. Every single thing that I'm going to talk to you about today can easily be done with the help of a notebook as well. So no, iPad is not necessary, but in case you're somebody who has an iPad or is thinking about getting an iPad, this video will be helpful for you. Let's begin. The first thing for which I use my iPad is to do my daily planning. Before I got my iPad, for many years, I basically used my notebook to plan my to-do list, or I would use post-it notes, or I would get some to-do list pads and stuff that are easily available on Amazon. And that worked pretty okay. It was completely fine. I didn't have any issues with it. But now that I have an iPad, the way this has actually become a little better is that number one, I am able to keep all of my to-dos from years together on one device. So it's actually very easy for me to go back and have a look at my to-do list maybe like 6 months back, what I was doing or whatever. So it's become digital and it's more organized and it's very easily accessible to me. I don't have to maintain 5 different notebooks for everything, and everything stays on one device, and that keeps it super easy and very, very manageable. Another reason why I like planning my to-dos on iPad is because I can switch colors and I can actually use stickers, and everything is like a lot more fun doing it on iPad because I can play around, I can paint, I can draw, I can do a lot more things, and that makes it really easy. The way I do my daily planning right now is that I have this template on my app called Notability, where I have this daily planning template, and I use that to plan my daily routine, my to-do list, my action plan, and all of that I need to have my daily planning on point every day. The next way in which I use my iPad is for journaling. For the last 2 years, I've taken journaling very seriously in my life, and I've seen a lot of benefits come to me because of that. You see, journaling helps me become a lot more calm and composed, and it helps me release all of the thoughts that I have in my head onto a piece of paper and makes me feel really happy at the end of it. So for my journaling process, I feel like iPad is a really good device. Number one, I'm able to organize all of my journaling notes and stuff together in one place in files and folders so that everything is easily accessible to me. I don't have to maintain multiple different notebooks again, which is a big plus. And the reason why I love journaling here is because I'm able to easily, add more things to it. I'm able to reduce the size, increase the size, and I'm able to just keep things a lot more organized. More than anything else, on iPad, there are some amazing journal templates that are available, which I can easily download from the Notability app, and I'm able to use them to make the process a lot more fun. Like the one that I'm using right now is a really pretty template, and it just makes me excited to go back and write to my journal every day. If you have to buy so many beautiful templates in a physical form, it's super expensive buying a different journal and a planner every time. Not super sustainable either. But on iPad, you can easily get templates from anywhere on Pinterest and Google and stuff like that, and you can even design your own stuff on Canva and import that to Notability and use that to do all of your journaling. It's just a lot more fun, and I love that I'm able to do that every day in one place, which keeps me really organized. The next way I use my iPad is for digital painting. Now, I don't know if you know this about me, but I am horrible at drawing and painting or anything like that. I remember in 6th grade, drawing was one subject where I was barely passing. Like I had good marks in everything else, but drawing was something where I was always a bad student. And it isn't something that comes naturally to me, and because of all the low marks, trauma and stuff that my school put into me, I started running away from drawing and painting. I just thought this isn't my cup of tea, and I just moved away from it. But ever since I got my iPad, I am very happy to report that I have rekindled my love for painting and creating stuff. I have on my iPad this app called Procreate, which really helps you create beautiful designs, beautiful paintings and stuff without the hassle of knowing too many techniques or too many things. There are step-by-step tutorials on YouTube that you can download, and using those tutorials, you can easily create amazing, beautiful artwork on Procreate. It makes me feel so happy that I'm able to do stuff like this, especially on a digital format, because then I'm able to use those designs and use them for my notes. I'm able to use that as like wallpaper sometimes if I feel really happy about something I've created, and it just makes me happy. Honestly, more than anything else, it's a very calming activity. At the end of a busy day, if I sit back and just open a painting and I create something, it relaxes me, makes me happy, and is a really nice hobby that I feel like I've reconnected with ever since I got my iPad. The next most important thing for which I use this is reading. Now, I have always been a reader. Reading is a hobby that has always been a part of my life, but buying books every single time is not very feasible. Honestly, I have a really big bookshelf at house and it's completely full. It's full of books right now, and books are not something you'd want to throw away either, right? Like, you don't want to throw them away because they are your prized possessions. And if I wanted to buy more books, I actually had to buy another bookshelf. And while that's not a problem at all, and I could definitely consider doing that, but iPad came into my life and my life has become a lot easier because of that. So I have the Kindle app on iPad and I use this app for all of my reading now. So instead of buying physical copies of books, I mostly buy the Kindle version of books, and I'm able to read very effectively on my iPad. I'm able to underline things, highlight things, annotate, write notes. In fact, there are so many apps that help me copy important highlighted parts of the book into my notes app, which I can then use as a highlight reel if I want to revisit a book. I don't have to go through the whole thing. I can just go through the cliff notes or the highlighted sections, and it helps me revise everything that I got from that book. So in my opinion, my reading experience with iPad has become a lot better. Like, I personally really enjoy reading on my iPad, sometimes even more than reading a physical book, because I don't feel too horrible about annotating on an e-copy. Whenever I'm reading from a physical book, I find it very difficult to highlight and write and stuff. It used to make me feel really bad about that, but here I feel free to write multiple notes and do whatever I want, and the reading experience is top-notch. The next way in which I use my iPad is a little uncommon. It's a little odd as well. So basically, whenever I sit down to do any kind of work on my laptop, let's say it's a deep work session for me, I use the iPad as a second screen. So I let that be in the background, like I just place it right next to me, and I play some ambient sounds on it. I could obviously do that on my laptop as well, but then I feel like, on my laptop, especially when I'm having any deep work session, I like to have no other distraction on it, so no other tabs ever open. It's just the main screen that I want to work on. And on the iPad, I play ambient sounds. Sometimes I play like cafe music, or I play sounds of like rain or jungle or something like that, like a fireplace or something. And this kind of becomes my ambient device. Sometimes I even open like a fireplace setting, and I just keep it in front of me and I work on my laptop. It automatically makes me feel like I'm sitting in a much more like calmer setting and doing my work, and it makes me happy. Sometimes I even place myself in Maldives or exotic locations like that. I know it obviously doesn't feel like you're right there, but at least it gives you a sense of that kind of a feeling a little bit. And for me, I've seen that this has helped me increase my productivity by a small level, and even a small increment in productivity can go a long way in making sure that we do our task really well. So using this as a second device, especially when I'm doing deep work sessions, has been super helpful. And the last way in which I use my iPad is for note-taking. Now, I am an obsessive note-taker, meaning I was that kid in the school who would sit on the first bench with notebooks and like 3 different colors ka pen, and I would write down everything that the teacher would say, because that's how I always am able to concentrate more on whatever I'm listening or whatever I'm reading. So even if I'm reading in a book, I'm easily able to take notes on my iPad. If I am taking an online course, I'm able to take notes here. If I am in a meeting with my teammates, and if there's something that I want to write, I use the iPad as the note device for that. Basically, the main reason why note-taking has gotten a lot better with iPad in my life is all about organization. I was the kind of person, because I obsessively take notes, I run out of notebooks very quickly. Like, one notebook would max last me like 15-20, maybe a month. It wouldn't last me more than that. So for me, having an iPad now has helped me organize notes into proper sections. So if I have a section in my iPad which is just for my team meeting notes, there's one which is just for online courses, there's one that's just for books and stuff like that. So I'm able to keep everything organized. I'm able to use multiple colors that I really like to add in my notes. I'm the kind of person who likes having highlighters, different colors of pens and stuff like that, and all of that is really handy. And I don't have to have a stock of really good notebooks with me, or a lot of pens with me, a lot of highlighters with me. So I feel like it's a little bit more sustainable as well, and it's all digital, so it's all accessible to me in one place. So note-taking honestly is the biggest benefit that I've had with my iPad. It has made my life so much more organized. So yeah, that's it for today. I hope you got a sense of how I use my iPad. It is a really helpful device, and from the whole Apple universe, I think iPad is my favorite device. It has been super helpful. But again, I want you to realize that just because you've seen this video and I've said all of these good things about an iPad, it's definitely not a necessary thing for you to have. If you have the budget for it and it's something that you're already considering, then I would definitely give you 2 big thumbs up. Go ahead and get it. You are not going to regret it. But if it's something that you will push yourself to buy and you will have to break your bank for it, I would say wait a couple of months, maybe save up for it, and then go ahead and buy it. And yeah, with that, I end this video. Bye bye.